Hi, I'm Rob, and today we're in Lymington, and this is the Chequers Inn where we start our walk. So let's go. So the Chequers is a 16th century pub in a lovely quiet area of Lymington called Woodside, and it's quiet, but I think a Saturday night it might not be so quiet because it's actually the clubhouse for the Lymington Mariners Rugby Club. So we start our walk by walking back up the road. So this is Ridgeway Lane we're walking up. We'll carry on walking up here until we come to Woodside Park on the right. So as we continue to walk, I'll tell you a little bit about what we're going to learn about today. We're going to learn about funny goings on at the church, strange goings on at the church, mysterious even goings on at the church. We're going to learn a bit about what made Lymington rich enough to have the lovely street that it's got now. And giving the game away, we're going to learn about salt pans. So lots to look forward to. Lots of nice houses in this area. Probably a nice yacht in the marina too. Beautiful old oak tree. So there's a sign for the Chequers Inn on the tree, sorry, a telegraph pole, and to the right is the entrance to Woodside Park, and we're going in. So we follow the path to the right, around Woodside Park towards Woodside Gardens. As we come out of the park, there's a mini roundabout there, and we're going to follow that road straight ahead. So that's Balmore Lane, and we follow this all the way back up around the bends and twists and turns to the town centre of Lymington. So at the top of Balmore Lane we come to the one way, which is at the top of the town, and we turn right to go back down Lymington High Street. So Lymington was first settled by the Saxons in the 6th century, and it was originally called in Old English Lymington. Now we've heard the tun bit before, it's a farm or a settlement, but Lyman is Old English for marshy river. So basically Lymington is the town by the marshy river, which still holds good really. In the 12th century, the lord of the manor, William O'Riven, granted the town a charter for a market, which still runs today. The market you see there is over 800 years old, and according to some of the locals, so are the vegetables. So this is the Church of St Thomas the Apostle in the High Street, and I promised you earlier some tales of intrigue from the church. Well, basically he had a naughty vicar, and apart from the salt, one of the biggest industries in Lymington was smuggling. Now the vicar had an arrangement with the smugglers whereby up there in the tower he would hide the contraband, and for that he would get wine or whatever. So most of the town now is Georgian and was built on the money from the earnings of the salt sales, as salt was a very taxable and very good commodity to have in those days. So as I say, most of the street is Georgian. The reason the street is so wide is, getting back to the market, it was made to be that wide to accommodate the market. And also they had a fair as well once a year, which is just another fancy name for a market really. Anyone can ever want or need on this market. Actually the fruit and veg is lovely and fresh. Very nice stall.
Yeah.
Independent gift shops. Sign of the times. Could say there's everything you need. It's the Angel and Blue Pig restaurant. It used to be the George Inn. It's actually the oldest pub in Lymington. And we'll give you a story about that. Okay, so as I said, smuggling was a big thing in Lymington in the 18th century, and there's a nice little story on one of the history websites about it. Apparently a ship came into the quay, which we'll see in a minute, and the passengers and the crew were distraught, because apparently the captain had died at sea. So the doctor was called in, and we went along to the ship, and he certified the captain dead. So next job was the undertaker. So the local undertaker was called in, and he went, packaged up the body into a coffin, and a procession of mourners came up the quay up to here, the George Inn, is now the Angel, and they went in to have a drink to mourn the passing of the dead captain. Now, the King's revenue men were part of that mourning cortege, and they were taken in and they were treated very kindly by the passengers and the crew of the ship and the doctor. They were plied with lots and lots of drink as appreciation for what they do. Now, as soon as the revenue men were incapable of doing their revenue job, the coffin, the mourners, the doctor and the undertaker took off up the high street to somewhere a bit quieter, where they opened up the coffin, which contained lots of contraband. Nice story. So coming to the bottom of the town now, so one of the more famous bits with the tourists, which is the cobbled hill down to the quay. So Ben Ainsley, presumably. Yep, painted gold to commemorate the gold medal that Ben Ainsley won at the 2012 Olympic Games.
You'll hear that the UK has got Sophie said to me that she might be kissing that I would have to.
Now St Barb was one of the chaps that grew rich from salt in Lymington and owned a lot of the salt pans. Well, those of you that are old enough, you may well recognise this hill if you haven't been here before, because it appeared in the Christmas special of Wurzel Gummidge many years ago, when John Pertwee and Una Stubbs came down here as Aunt Sally and Wurzel. I think there was foam spread around for fake snow at the time.
That's right, best side.
So life goes on.
There you go.
Look at that.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Mine's the rum and raisin.
Gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye. Thank you.
You do.
There's noise on the camera, you can see why. So here we are down on the quay by the slipway. Now normally there'd be boat trips.
She may or may not come out to see me.
Still a working fishing port for all the tourists. Lots of crabbing going on here. Haven't seen anyone caught anything yet. Just as I said, nobody's caught anything. Look at that big one.
We were lucky.
Lovely.
We were lucky.
Supper tonight or going back in?
This is
you go
our first
back
time.
Great. So leaving the quay behind, walk up by the toilets. If you need the toilets, there's one there. And we're going to turn left along the road and head down towards the many marinas. Okay, so this might seem a bit weird, but this is how you get social distancing in a toilet. Funny to look back on this. Anyway, onward walk. Okay, so this is Bath Road we're walking down now, and the name of the house is a clue to what went on down here. There were some shipyards, boatyards we call them now really, the size of the vessels that they used to build in Lymington. Sadly in the background you can see the White Link ferries laid up, very limited service from here at the moment. You just love the sound of the wind in the halyards. Look out for the sign. And these on the bottom of the boat are called sacrificial anodes. And what they're designed to do is rust out so that other more vital things made of metal don't.
You need about 11.
So all this area was used for salt production, and the country was divided up into 5 areas. Each had a salt commissioner to ensure that everybody that produced salt would pay their taxes. And from Lymington, the sea salt, that's what it's called, sea salt, because it comes from the sea, was exported right across the world. And how they do it, they open sluice gates. The salterns are over to our left, the main salterns. They open up some sluice gates to put a shallow amount of water into a compound, and then they just let the water evaporate, and as it evaporates they're left with the salt, which they rake off the top. Don't often see it in this country anymore, it all seems to have stopped, but over on the west coast of France it's quite a big business, especially on the islands of Marmoutier, Oleron, places like that. And that's an egret. This is where our path leaves the Solent Way. We make our way back towards the pub. finally come away from the water. It's very nice. So we do a left. Head along the public footpath. A cutesy little place. I think that's more me than that big grand place. Looks like there's possibly a holiday let. Well, looks like these little ones are just boarded up and overgrown and maybe derelict. Well, I hope someone's doing them up. They're lovely little buildings. Oh, a lovely holiday there, lovely and quiet on the coast path. Oh, it's criminal. There's an old boat overgrown in the bushes there. Walker, whether that's the name of the make of boat or the name of the boat, I don't know, but it's left to rot away. And a couple of dinghies behind that, again just left to rot away in the brambles. I quite like what you find in the bushes, as well as abandoned boats. There are not quite such abandoned things that are much more fun. Woo. How do I get off? Oh, I've probably pulled every muscle in my body now. Whoop. Tripped over a log. Oh, glad we're not too far from the car. I've seen you somewhere before.
So did you. I'm in a different parallel universe.
Well, what stories that barn could tell. And that. This one's a lot more up together. So you emerge from the path, the sea's down that way in Pennington, but you turn right and head back along the lane towards the pub. There's Woodside Farm in the bushes, and appearing at the end of the road is the pub. So here we are, we've finished the walk. We've done, accurately 5.5 to 6 miles, don't hold me to it, and it's been a nice walk, a bit of history, a bit of coastline, a bit of town, a bit of a nice story about the smugglers, and hope you enjoyed it, and if you have, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.